Don't be afraid of pooping during birth, ladies. That's like your saving grace.
What a wonderful What a wonderful world.
Hi everyone, it's Jasmine. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 4 of 30 days of posting, where I just post whatever is on my mind, and this year's theme is getting it done. As you can see, the quality might have been downgraded because my camera is currently out of battery. The baby is taking a nap and I don't have time to charge it, so we're just gonna make do with what we have, and I'm gonna be filming on my phone today. Today I thought that I would share my favorite postpartum items. When you have a baby, there's a lot of things that you need to get, but today I'm gonna focus on just the items for mama. So these are just my favorite items that helped me recover and get used to, motherhood. And so yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so a lot of these items I actually got from the hospital. So if you're gifting these items or if you already left the hospital, no worries. I will link as much as I can down in the description box, but just know that when you're there, you can take things home. So if you're watching this before you have your baby, assuming in a hospital setting, bring like a bag, or they have plastic bags there, and if you have like a cool nurse like I did, they'll hook it up and give you extra supplies to bring home. But of course you can buy it on your own as well. So my first item is going to be a water squirting bottle. Now the makers of this little contraption, the nose sucker thing, which if you want a video separate for only baby items, I can do that, but the makers who make this actually make a water squirting bottle, which I don't have on hand right now. I don't use it anymore. I'm 4 months postpartum, but I used this a lot when I first had my baby. When you are like all raw and torn down there, you don't want to use toilet paper to wipe. That's gonna feel very rough on your very sensitive skin. So you're gonna want to use that water squirting bottle. And I do also want to preface, this is for a vaginal birth. I don't know what kind of supplies you need for a C-section birth. So yeah, but you do want to take that bottle and squirt it every time you go to the bathroom, pee or poop. And a tip I have for you, when I was at the hospital and I was in pain, I was so terrified of peeing, couldn't even sit on my bottom because it would just like stretch my tears, and that was so painful. So a tip I have for you is to put your legs over the toilet seat. This is the toilet seat, right? Put your legs to the side and just bend 90 degrees instead of squatting and sitting down, and then let the pee drip down the front of your vag instead of letting it come straight down, because chances are the front isn't where you tore, and that will burn a lot less than letting it get everywhere and onto like a very sensitive perineum. If you don't know what a perineum is, it's the space between your vag and your butthole. So yes, if you just lean forward instead of actually squatting down, chances are you'll feel less of a burn. And then after you go, you definitely want to use that water squirting thing. And then my second must-have is a pain and itch spray. This blue top one is the one that I got from the hospital, and I've read, I did a lot of research before I had a baby, okay? This blue top apparently is the best. You just want to spray this all over, front and back, after you go to the bathroom, and that will hopefully help a little bit with the itching. And when your tears are healing, it might be kind of itchy, so this will definitely help. My next must-have is stool softener. I was terrified of pooping when I first had my baby because everything down there is so sensitive, and the thought of having to push out something else was just like really horrifying for me. Quick story time. After I had my baby, when the doctor came in and checked on me and she was like, how are you feeling, all that stuff, I was like, girl, give it to me straight. How much is it gonna hurt to poop? And she got all awkward. She's like,
well, I don't know if I should talk.
I was like, what? Spit it out. She was like,
I don't know if you want to know, but you actually pooped a little while you gave birth.
I was like, thank the Lord Jesus, because that means I have another like couple days till I have to go again, you know, because if I didn't poop during birth, that means I'd have to poop earlier, right after I gave birth. So don't be afraid of pooping during birth, ladies. That's like your saving grace. But yeah, since I went during birth, that means I had like a couple days till I had to go again, especially because I wasn't eating a lot, and you know, your digestive tract gets all messed up after labor. I think it took me like 3 days to go poop. I've never been so open about talking about poop until I had a baby, and now I'm like, it, like modesty out the window. I don't care. Anyways, yeah, a stool softener is gonna be your best friend. Of course, check with your doctor, but I think this is pretty standard to get a stool softener. Oh, and then another tip is just hold it in as long as possible. And I know that sounds weird, but you will have to poop eventually. And if you're taking your stool softeners and you wait like until you really cannot hold it anymore, then you can just, you can just let it out instead of having to strain and push it out. Do not strain after you give birth, okay? That is number 1 tip. Okay, and then my next must-have is gonna be these witch hazel pads. And this was really helpful also for down there. You can put this like on your vag, on your butthole, on hemorrhoids, wherever you need some cooling. Be careful not to get ones with alcohol in it because that will burn. This is the one that I got from the hospital, and it comes in this looking tube. I don't think I even opened it. Yeah, I literally didn't even open it because I was actually gifted this one from a good friend before I had my baby. She had her baby 2 months before me, and she's like, girl, you're gonna need this. So I was like, thank the Lord. These are Tux medicated cooling pads. Again, everything will be linked below. I didn't even use all of them, but this was so helpful when everything was starting to heal and I was kind of itchy. And especially, okay, this is so gross, if you fold this and put it like in between your butt cheeks, like next to your butthole, this will help with hemorrhoids. And you can just put this right on top of your postpartum pad, and it's nice and cooling. You can put this in a cool area, maybe the fridge, and it'll have a nice little icing effect. My next must-have is postpartum pads. The pads at the hospital when you give birth are insane. They're literally from the front, like where your underwear starts, all the way to the back. They're huge. They're like little doggy pads. So take as much as you can of those, but if you run out or if you didn't grab enough, whatever, you can also grab these overnight pads. I will link the specific one that I love. It really helped me with my postpartum bleeding, and I used these actually for a natural miscarriage that I had last year, and I was bleeding like crazy and I never bled through them. So I would highly recommend these. Sorry, this hand motion is so annoying. But yes, these specific ones are a godsend and I never leaked through them, so you should have no issues with bleeding with those. Okay, and then next would be some gauze, and this is what my doctor recommended for me, and she just recommended that I dab this instead of using a toilet paper. Yeah, it's wet, it's bloody, it's kind of gross down there, so don't wipe. I would just dab with these because they're softer. Fun fact, you can actually use these as wipes too. If you know, are done bleeding and you don't need these anymore, use these with water, and that is what they use for baby wipes at my hospital. If you're like me and you have issues with latching or breastfeeding in the beginning, a breast shield, or nipple shield, sorry, a nipple shield was so helpful, and that's actually what helped me get my breastfeeding journey on track. Without it, I don't know if I would have been able to continue breastfeeding, continue as in like start basically. I didn't know this before, but they actually have them at the hospital. So no need to purchase if you're going to be having a hospital birth, but they're very helpful once you learn to use it. And I can make a whole video on my breastfeeding journey and how difficult it was and the tips that I have for you. But if you are going to be giving birth at a hospital, definitely grab one just in case. You never know what issues you might run into, and that was definitely like a saving grace for me. Along with the nipple shield, they actually provide nipple cream, and this actually helps keep the nipple shield on your boob so it doesn't keep popping off. So this is helpful. And then if you don't need your nipple shield and you end up successfully breastfeeding, you might have like chapped nipples, which is horrendous. So definitely grab one of these, and you might as well because it's free and it's there. Okay, and then my last must-have I'm gonna mention for this video is nursing pads, and this is my favorite brand, Lencino, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but I just grabbed this at my local Target, use their like drive up feature, it's awesome. But yeah, these are just disposable nipple pads, and I'm amazed by how much this little thing can absorb. My letdown is a good couple ounces, and I can keep this all day and it will just soak up all the milk. And as long as I remember to change it out, you know, it's not gonna last forever, but I never leaked through it. If anything, if it gets too full, then it will start to like leak onto your shirt. But as long as I have this, I never have to worry about wet tops and all that, because insert photo, I'm iconic for leaking through my shirts in public. I have crazy letdown, so this is amazing. I don't know what I'd do without it. Alright guys, that is all of my favorite / most necessary postpartum items just for my own personal use. I have a whole other, you know, list of things that I needed with baby, but in terms of me, these are all the things that I, you know, relied on for recovery. Don't forget your hemorrhoid pads. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'm an open book. Don't be afraid to ask personal questions. I got you, girl. When I gave birth, I was immediately Googling like first postpartum poop. And I was thankful for all the women out there that were a little TMI and just let me have it, because it's nerve-wracking when you've never gone through it, and you know, sometimes you just want to know what it feels like. So let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section below, and until I see you guys next time, bye guys.
What a wonderful world.